I'm getting to you in a minute, Ryan. I see your little comment. I see your comment, Ryan. That's all right. I know you love the show. That don't mean we got to love you. Anyway, we thought we'd get on here. We're setting up a new studio. Of course, a ghost knocked down the canvas. We had to put it back up. I don't know if y'all seen that video. Is it, who all was in the comments seen the Volunteer Roadshow Studios is haunted video? What do you think about that, Billy? You think it's real? You believe in ghosts?
I mean, I do, but I don't believe in all of them.
Do you think this place is haunted?
Nope, this is my house.
Your mother-in-law thinks it is.
Oh, this is my house. It ain't haunted.
I couldn't hear any of it until I started playing it back, because we got cameras rolling everywhere. We got a camera over here. We got this one over here so it can see both of us. We got cameras everywhere, and they're rolling all the time. I got to get this comment off the screen here, because I can't let Ryan take over. Where'd it go?
Man, you didn't crop anything out of here.
What didn't I crop out?
You got everything.
Well, I can't crop it out on Restream. Okay. I can on OBS. That's all right. Well, I mean, we got a mess in here. We're cleaning it up. That black thing over there.
Got the trash can in there.
Oh yeah, you do got the trash can. We gotta work on that. Well, see, I can't crop nothing on Restream. We got my dresser over there. We're gonna put together. Bob Sheath already talking smack again. Yeah, he's always in here saying I'm overrated. Everybody knows I'm overrated.
Yeah, because you know that card you put in the other night? I think you put like a 16 part in. I think you was 0-4, and you still had the Baylor Houston game tomorrow, I think. Well, whenever the first game starts.
Yeah.
I think you 0-4 on that card.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And the thing is, and I said I was going to play against everything that you put in there. I didn't do it. I forgot.
Well, this place is haunted. That's all I got to say. Go watch the video. Oh, have y'all shown? See, I can't show y'all. See, if I was on OBS, I could show you the ghost I got.
Man, that's kind of freaky, man.
That is freaky. Man, I wish I could show y'all that ghost on here on Restream. But there's a ghost in here. Caught him on camera. I felt this chill. And you know how you do that like really cold? Mm-hmm. And it freaked me out. And then went away just as fast as it came. And then about 10 seconds later, I felt something on my shoulder and made me jump. And I got to looking at the camera. I said, that's weird. And there's a ghost in here.
Mike says, call the Ghostbusters.
We need to call something. I'm going to be introducing my brother, my other brother, Robbie. We're going to be doing a show here next day or two. We look a lot alike. Think y'all like that. Doris wants to know where Alexis is. They took the week off. They're trying to regroup. We're trying to get different ideas for the off season, but they'll be back next week, I think. Hey Jenny, how you doing? Ryan says that Billy is the betting genius.
Hey, I'm about 75%.
And I'm the cash burner.
If you want to get your rent money, that's all you have to do is pick against my partner.
That seems to be the case, though. You ain't lying there. Mike Rubrugi said, I've been betting on women's basketball. You've been telling me about getting in on that action, the women's basketball.
Well, I mean, that was, I told you, I mean, South Carolina was going to smash those guys, the ladies. I mean, they did. They came out and almost won by 30 points.
Wow.
And remember, I told you, take those unders.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't score 100 points.
I know, and I went over on both of them. I started out yesterday with $6.84.
Where you at now?
I bet every last penny of it, Billy. All the way down. My last bet, I had $1.77 left. Didn't even have $2, and I put it all on something. I don't remember what it was.
Probably something I told you to play.
But I didn't lose everything. I lost $1. I got $5.84.
I'll take that. I mean, at least you got something. You're not broke. No, and you're not down to your last $2.
No, I'm not down my last $2. But we're going to be doing some betting stuff here pretty soon. See, I'm waiting. See, I always jump on these lines really early in the week. You wait till the last 45 seconds, and then you send me a screenshot. Play this at 6 o'clock, and I look down. By the time I get the text, it's 6 o'clock, and it ain't on the board no more.
I mean, you just got to watch the line moving, man. I mean, when the line move, you got to take it at the right time. Yeah, Jerry, you told me about Gonzaga, man. I mean, USC, they later ducked the first half. I mean, the second half is what the USC team I thought I would see the whole game.
What's up, Shane Bentley? One of our favorite Georgia fans. He's in here. How you doing, Shane? We're testing out a new setup. We're normally here on Friday nights. We're going to be here Friday. We're going to start doing a lot more of recorded stuff, getting our studio all set up. What do you think about your mic?
What's that?
Your mic stand, rather than using. I think it sounds better.
It's weird because I'm not used to it. I mean, I feel like something's like poking me in the face, but I can get used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if the sound is good as. I mean, matter of fact, how do I sound today, guys?
I think you sound good. Robin Corby thinks that she thinks like me. I hope UConn gets put out.
They should have been put out last game if they would have called that foul.
That was a foul. That was some bull
foul.
Crap right there.
Bad call on the
She was leaning into her.
Yeah,
moved in, not just
bad call.
Yeah, that was horrible. Thank you, Jarrett. Well, we're trying to do some different things here. Trying to do some different things. Anyway, turn up Billy, they said. All right, let me turn up Billy. What are you on, number one? Talk to him.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me better?
Maybe it's a dynamic mic, so you have to be faced towards it.
Okay, so I need to put it straight. Yeah. That's what it is then. Okay.
It don't pick up from the side.
Okay, so now you tell me before we get on the air.
Well, I didn't know. I just now thought of it. All right, sometime tonight, I'm going to go down there and watch a movie you've already seen 3-4 times. Coming to America 2.
Yes. Good movie, man. I like it. You know, a lot of people was angry saying it wasn't funny than the first one. Well, nothing's funny than the first one.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's still comedy. You know, it's either you like comedy or you don't. And it was a lot of comedy. Be honest with you, Wesley Snipes was my favorite.
Really?
Yes. Wesley put on a show in this one.
Well, what do you think about? A lot of people think that, well, they're forcing it. That they should have stopped at number one. Do you feel that way?
I don't, man. I like movies, man. I mean, if they give me something every other year or something and don't water it down too much, bring some new people in with some new stuff, I like that.
What did you like about Wesley Snipes in this movie?
He was Wesley Snipes. He was trying to be the tough guy and a comedian at the same time. And that's you got to see it to understand what I'm saying, though. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it on for you tonight.
That's what I said. I'm going to watch it tonight.
I'll put it on for you tonight.
Do you think after this movie he owes the IRS anything? Think he got out of the hole with the IRS?
I think he'll get out the hole because there's a lot of people that watch this movie.
Yeah, but it didn't go into the movies, though.
It don't have to.
I saw that it was supposed to be on Paramount and come out last year.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Rona coming out, Amazon Amazon bought it.
Yes. You know how many people that uses Amazon Prime?
A lot.
A whole lot of people.
Now, does it cost extra?
No, it comes with the Prime membership.
So how do they make any money off of that?
Easy. the Prime membership. They figure out a way to give them a piece of the pie. And they know this thing is like, with our stuff here, we know who's watching us and everything. They know who is playing that movie. So every time that movie is being played, they get paid.
Okay.
So think of 10 million people watch that movie.
Well, I'm gonna watch it, and we're gonna do a review on it tomorrow. What's your favorite line in the movie? First off, wait. What was your favorite line in the first one? I know what mine is.
There's so many scenes in it. I think the scene where King Joffrey said, "My son works."
Yeah, that was.
And then when he went up there, and the owner, the landlord, he had moved into the new place.
Oh, he was in the hot tub with the cigar.
Well, no. I take that back because they were still in there. Because that's when Arsenio Hall opened up the door, I think. And that's when they found out that Akeem was dating another girl.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll say my favorite part is when the landlord when they gave him their apartment and they asked for a bad apartment. And then when someone knocked on the door and he said, "You may enter." Like he had a king's castle up in that one apartment.
Yeah, he did have it pimped out, didn't he?
He did, man. They put money in that.
My favorite line in that movie is I use it today. People give me a hard time. They always say I'm lying or I don't know what I'm talking about, and there'll always be 2 or 3 of them. And I give them the old barbershop F you, and you and you. Who's next?
He was kind with it.
That was my favorite line.
I had so many in there, man. I mean, I can probably repeat the whole movie.
Oh, I know. Crystal says you do have the whole movie memorized. We got a super chat over here on YouTube's.
Oh wow.
It says, "Yo, Billy and Catfish, hope all is well. I've got a work Mark Madness bracket where someone picked UCLA to win it all. I'd be darned they made it this far. Y'all be safe. The wife and I are headed to Colorado." Well, you be safe, Shane. Be safe. Colorado's a pretty place. I don't know what part of Colorado you're going to. You get on the west side of I-25, it's pretty and green, and on the east side, it's dark and brown and windy. So depending on which side of I-25 you are, whether or not it's pretty. Anyway, be safe, Shane, our favorite Georgia fan, and that's saying a lot on the Tennessee channel. What has Ryan got? Ryan is watching Godzilla.
I haven't watched that one yet. The Godzilla versus King Kong.
Oh, I didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah, it's a new one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I like the series of that where they, these super animals or whatever. I mean, Godzilla has so many and it just, I remember as a kid watching Godzilla, I really thought it was real until I realized what they was doing.
All right, let's get to the Final Four. I'm not going to give my picks, but here's what I'm thinking. They're setting up the over and under. I think the sucker bet is on this 145. I think they're wanting everybody to take the over on both games. And I think they're going to go under.
Now you finally sounding like you're making sense.
I always sound like I'm making sense.
It's the first time I heard you say something about a game and it made sense.
You know why? Because I'm finally realizing, Billy, the whole thing is rigged.
Well, I'll tell you what you're doing. I think you finally realized that when you think of what you're actually going to play, you repeat it in your head and you say the opposite of what you're going to play.
A lot of times.
And you win.
Think about it.
I think you'll be at 95%. Now, I wish you was able to make the picks at the beginning of the year like you do at the end of the year. You do great when it comes to like the championship games. Like I guarantee you.
Oh, I was perfect last year.
Those picks you just gave me would probably win.
Well, to have some of the things you say actually be true, there is no other explanation besides it being rigged.
I don't see how it can be rigged. I'm gonna tell you like this here.
All right, what about that ref fainting?
He had high blood pressure.
No, Billy. Nuh-uh. You ain't doing that to me. They needed the fouls, and he wasn't calling them. And Vegas had to put somebody else in that was going to do it their way.
Oh man, I don't think that's what happened, man.
That's what.
Oh man, I first I said, "Oh man, here it comes. They're going to change the outcome of this game. They're not going to give who was it that beat them?
It was Gonzaga, and was it the Gonzaga game or was it the other?
The Gonzaga game.
Yeah,
they were playing. Who were they playing now? I don't forgot the game now. Let's see here.
USC.
Yeah, USC.
And you told me that USC was going to win.
I'm serious. If you watch the second half,
they got blowed out, bro.
The second half of that game was exactly the way I thought UCLA would play Gonzaga, because UCLA, they were, they had a big team, some big guys, people in the paint, but they looked lost that first half. Second half, they came out, they tied the game up. Well, the second half of the score was tied, not the previous, because they was down by like what, 29 or something, 19 or something like that at halftime.
Yeah, it was a big number. Big number. All right, let's talk about our boy going to the draft.
Well, here, I'm just going to be straight up about that situation. People that go to college, they go for one reason. Most of the time, if you're not an athlete, you're a student, you go to college to get yourself prepared to get a great job when you graduate or whatever, however it works. It shouldn't be any different for those guys. They have an opportunity. They have two opportunities: get the degree or whatever and hopefully find a job, or they can play a sport and be a millionaire, because you can always come back and finish your degree.
So you think he'll be a lottery pick?
The thing is, like, he didn't show me the one part that my mentor showed me when I did these things, is what's called the it factor. He didn't have what I told you that Edwards kid had at Georgia the year before.
Yeah.
Now, some of these teams, they see potential, especially with his size and things that he's doing, because once he have an individual workout and they teach him how to play as an individual, it becomes different. And I mean, he has the size, he has the speed, he has the strength.
He had a lot of hype coming in as a freshman.
Yeah.
But he didn't play like the hype said he was going to play until the end of the season.
Well, it's like this here. When you're playing college basketball, that hype is totally different when you get there, because you got to play team ball. You can't be an individual like you were in high school. Like that 5-star, I tell people, when you get to college, you're not a 5-star anymore. You got to earn stars. And he did his thing as a freshman. I can't be mad at the kid that he led the team in scoring. 12.9 points. I mean, that's not a lot, but it is in the SEC, especially with a team that we had quite a few double-digit scores. But I don't think the kid would have hired an agent and signed with an agent. I had somebody post on my Facebook post that, he's a Kentucky fan, and there's a lot of Kentucky guys. He said the perfect thing about it. He said, a lot of Kentucky always has that, 3, 4, 5 guys coming out. He never has this opportunity where a kid is a one and done kid. If he didn't think, or whoever's telling him he wasn't lottery material, he would have did what everybody else do: test the water.
He wouldn't have hired an agent. But Springer, exactly. I think everybody, and I'm surprised, I'm shocked that I've seen more than one publication, maybe 3 or 4 mock drafts, has Springer as a lottery pick. And what's a lottery pick? Top 15?
Yes. It's basically everybody.
He didn't show me lottery this year.
There's
I
a
think
lot
he'd be a top pick. I'm not knocking that he shouldn't go. I'm not saying that. But when I think a lottery pick, I think of Zion. I think of, some big names that's come out.
Well, here, I'll tell you why you think that way. It's because of how people advertise those kids. They advertise Zion every week. Anytime he dunked, he was advertised.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see Tennessee being advertised like that. We judge our teams much harder than any other team. And you think about all the teams that are in the finals right now. Houston have a whole bunch of kids that probably could be, some draftees, but they're not. Think of a player now that you think is a lottery pick that's in college basketball right now. There wasn't many that was hyped.
That kid from Oklahoma State, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Their number one player at Oklahoma State. I forget his name, Cunningham or something. I can't remember. But he's supposed to be the number one overall draft pick. And they didn't have that great of a record. I tell you who disappointed me.
Who's that?
Pons.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, he wasn't averaging, but he's got the body, Billy. How many times have I said it? He's got the strength, he's got the body, he's got the athleticism to average more than 5 points a game. I don't care if he can't hit the broad side of the barn.
Well, here, he's a defensive guy.
I know, but he could still. Charles Barkley could score.
I would probably say if he do get an opportunity, I don't know. It's just because the way the NBA is now, I think he can do it because there's no such thing as a 5 anymore in the NBA. It's almost a hybrid player. Like he's a 3-4-ish, but really not a 3. So I'll say a 4 guy. That's the new center.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how it would work out for him. But I mean, if he had a little bit more of a jumper, like a mid-range shot, or he can have any presence in the paint, if he would dunk the ball a lot more.
That's what I'm talking about.
That probably would have helped his game out a lot.
He was playing out beyond the 3-point line a lot this year.
I just don't get it though.
He'd hit a few, and then he'd miss 4, 5, or 6, and then he'd hit a 1 or 2, and let me tell you why he was doing that.
Why? For
the NBA.
Yeah.
You get a look that this guy can hit, but he couldn't hit the broad side of the barn a lot.
I think we'll see, because I mean, once these kids have the individual workouts and teams see that they can actually do that. So I don't typically judge the kids by what they did in college, because there's so much potential. Let's see, I'll give you a kid that people don't realize this here. You remember Marcus Hayslip?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember he was a lottery pick?
I didn't remember he was a lottery pick.
Yes. He was picked, what, 15th? 14? I think it was 14 or 15. I'm not sure which one, but he was a lottery pick.
What coach was he under?
Was that Green?
Was he under Green?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think he was under Green. He played with Slade, didn't he?
I think so.
I wonder what Slade says about Pons. Yeah, Ryan, I know you told me in the off season. I don't think he's a bum. I just think he underutilized his talent. That's what I think.
Well, see, it's hard to say that, because the game, once those freshmen was installed into that system, it became they had the green light more than the big men did. Because now the biggest disappointment to me was at the end of the season, second half of the season, was Fulkerson.
Yeah.
That's where the missing piece happened with this team.
Yeah, when he got knocked out by that dirty play from Gator.
Yeah, but before that, he had too many bad games.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't even in double-digit scoring for a while there.
You don't have to say that when Crying Ryan is in the chat, because he's going to use that against me. He did disappoint me too. But I don't think that. How much blame does Rick Barnes get?
The coach has to take all the blame. You know what I mean? But still.
No. What really? Not should he, but who? What is to blame for our underachieving?
So here,
in the last half of the season.
the kids.
You can't say the Rona because everybody was suffering from that.
I'm saying the kids, injuries, all those things, the chemistry. You know, I keep bringing this up though. Once the freshmen, once they changed that lineup, that's when I think everything went downhill.
Because they brought in all the freshmen?
Yes. You know, and I think the kids were good now. They did a good job.
Explain what you mean by that.
So here, when a team have chemistry, they play together well, and you install something totally different, the chemistry changes. You got to rebuild a whole new process to make them mix and match together. And that's what changed to me with Tennessee this year. That second half of the season was a total different Tennessee team, besides maybe 2 games the second half of the season.
So you're saying it's strictly personnel that made us fall apart?
To a certain extent. So, I mean, I know you want to bring this back and say the coach.
No, I'm not.
But see, this is the thing here.
I think he gets too much blame.
Let me say something like this here. I'm with Barnes now when it comes to, you know, I'm going to put some of the blame on the kids too. But you also got to take some as well. I didn't realize these things until I started coaching people, that I may have told these kids to do something, to go left, and the kid went straight. I said, go right, and the kid went left. Barnes can't do anything to these kids once they get on the court. And once that clock starts ticking.
No, but he can run the you know what out of them the next day in the gym.
I'm quite sure he does that, Bobby. I promise you he does that. It's like people don't understand this here when it comes to playing sports. You have a 50-50 chance of winning that game. People forget that Tennessee is playing another team that's trying to beat Tennessee. They don't give the other team credit that they were better than Tennessee that day. All they say is, man, we sucked. Coach Barnes sucked.
I don't think Coach Barnes sucked.
He doesn't. It's just
I think it's ridiculous to say he should be fired. Now, are we paying him too much? That's a different subject.
That has every coach is getting paid too much.
Yeah, they all getting paid.
All of them get paid. And here, I'll give you an example. Michigan scored 49 points against UCLA. Michigan scored 49 points. Michigan is scoring 49 points a half sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So do you say Juwan Howard is a bad coach, or did the kids get outplayed?
Oh, they got outplayed.
They got outplayed.
But I think there's been some times Rick Barnes got outcoached this year too.
See, this is what I don't understand when people say outcoach.
You know what that means?
I know what it means.
No, let me tell you what it means. It means the coach didn't do what the fans thought he should have done in hindsight because it didn't turn out right. That's what they don't want to admit that that's what it means, but that's really what it means.
So here, when people say we got out coached, there is never one time in that game that coach did anything with that coach, touched each other, competed against each other. That's not how coaching works, man.
Yeah, but you're saying that a coach can't leave a lineup in there too long. They can't play zone when they should be playing man, and the other coach knows how to draw up X's and O's. That's what an out coach should mean.
You got to coach and do that to understand what I mean by coaching. Coaching is totally different on the court than it is in practice.
And it's a lot easier the next day.
It is, because you see stuff that they messed up and they say, wait, we could have called this play. We should have ran motion. We should have did box. We should have did something totally different. We should have fed the paint more. We should have drove the ball more. There's so many scenarios.
Well, I'm going to say this. I still think that somebody's to blame for not grabbing Pons and saying and feeding him the ball in the post more than they should have. Whose fault is that? It's not Pons, because they're not drawing it up that way. They're not putting a line up in there for that. I'm sure that if Barnes would have said, I want to feed it into the big man on offense, he'd have been averaging 9, 10, 11 points a game. So whose fault is that?
I'm going to tell you something here. The game is won and lost in practice.
That's true.
No. Let me break that down to people that don't understand what I mean by the game is won and lost in practice.
Tell me.
You practice everything that team that you're playing against on that practice court. You mimic. You got somebody doing everything those kids that other team is doing all practice. You got a scout team doing everything. And if you're not defeating that in practice, you're going to lose the game when it comes to the game. Now, if they're not doing that, mimicking other players or have a kid that looks like them or giving them a good look like that, now that's when it's called bad coaching, because you didn't prepare your kids well enough to get them ready to go out there and play Oregon State. Now,
but at least Oregon State made it a little ways.
Right there, we could have easily said we got out coached then, because we look like a total different team without focusing. Total different team.
I was disappointed in that.
Totally different team. Because I personally, I didn't think we would have lost that first game. I thought we would have won the game by 2-3 points. Just because I knew Oregon State was basically Tennessee. Identical team. It's just we didn't come to play.
Do you think that this tournament is the most? I don't know if it's the best, because it's not the best if your team's not winning at all. That's what I think is the best. But I heard somebody on the radio saying this was the best tournament we've had maybe ever. And I don't know, his qualifications for that was all the upsets. There was a ton of them.
A lot of upsets. Now, I'll tell you this here. It's been a long time since we had these great matchups that's coming up in this Final Four, though. There's
not a true Cinderella this year in the Final Four.
The only Cinderella right now is UCLA.
And you really can't say that's a Cinderella.
They're 11 seed.
I don't matter, but they're still a Power 5 team. They're in the Pac-12. They play basketball out there. They've got legacy. They got John Wooden, Bill Walton, but all them boys out there.
They lost 9 games.
That's true.
9 games. That's
but I wouldn't call them a Cinderella. Cinderella is like Oral Roberts if they'd have went on to the.
No, I guess you can say that. I mean, but you got to think about this here. When's the last time UCLA really been relevant?
A long time.
It's been a long time. I mean, history would say that is a great, rich university when it comes to basketball, but they haven't really been that relevant lately. This is the first year that they are showing out. And especially now, when I say they got a good coach is, I mean, he is putting together some stuff over there.
Yeah. What's his name? Coggin or something? What's his name?
I forgot what's coach's name, man.
I can't remember either. Anyway, hey, have we told anybody in a while how you can win that canvas? It's 6 foot wide. It don't look that big because it's a long ways away from. It's probably 12 feet from where I'm sitting. 6 foot by 32 inches. Here's some ways you can win that. We're going to draw it right before football season. We're going to draw a winner. And it's a canvas. It's a nice canvas. It's several $100s. But subscribe to our YouTube channel, Volunteer Roadshow. Subscribe to our secondary YouTube channel, Roadshow Locker Room. Like and follow our Facebook pages, Volunteer Roadshow and Roadshow Locker Room. Follow us on Twitter. Let me get our handle up there. We had our handle at Vols Roadshow. Like, comment, share, interact with any of the platforms, and at the end of the year, we'll draw out a winner. And if it's Crying Ryan Schrick, we'll do a redo. So, but anyway, what else you want to talk about? Let's go watch that movie. What are we having for supper tonight? Leftovers?
I'm already full. I ate another steak.
Did you really?
Oh, I mean, I'd be nibbling all day.
I just had a salad. You heard me, Ryan.
I said, you still doing that beach?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing everything but the workout part.
Then you ain't. So basically, you doing the I see here the the big body diet.
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna start doing the workout. But I've been doing like the morning shakes. I haven't been eating as much as I normally eat. Now, there was a time, it was about a week ago, Billy, it seemed like everywhere I went, somebody was throwing food in my face, good food, and I couldn't turn it down.
It's hard. It's hard.
I'm talking about like somebody made some oatmeal raisin cookies.
Get them every time.
I couldn't. I wanted to say no, and I had one. And then I walked by the table, and I like stuck my hand out, grabbed another one.
Yes.
Went on back to the bathroom, ate it, going back to the bathroom, come back through, got it with the left hand, coming back through where nobody could see it, but I tore them cookies up.
Oh, man. See, Rick Fisher said, hate to say it, but what Billy is saying reflects our football team. That's true. I got to get over and check practice out, man. I haven't been over there yet.
They won't let us over there. I bet we couldn't walk into all them coaches' offices like we did last year.
I bet we could.
Not until this Rona's over.
I just don't want to go because I told you this. Anytime they get new coaches, I want them to do their job. I don't want to be a distraction. I don't want to be coming in and doing no motivation speeches until this team is together and I know what kind of team we got.
I'll tell them what's up. I'll go over and tell them what's up.
Yeah, then you won't be able to come back.
I'll run my mouth. No, I'm gonna I'm giving them a chance. I'm giving them a chance. Why is that graphic up there? I gotta take that down. Now we can see. I didn't realize we didn't have our blue water climate control one up there either. We got to fix this stuff. Anyway, I'm going to be putting out some more videos. I'm introducing my brother, Robbie. It's going to be the Bobby and Robbie show. What do you think? Is that a good name?
I like it.
That's against my better judgment. Anyway, and I'm going to release some of these haunted videos that we got. We got some haunted stuff going on in here.
I was talking about Hayslip. He was the 13th pick of the 2002 draft to the Milwaukee Bucks.
He would have been with Slay for a year or two. Slay came in what, 98, 99?
Mm-hmm.
Was it you was telling me he hung out with all the football players? He knew all of them?
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, those are good old days, man. Everybody hung out with everybody. I mean, every sport was hanging out with all of them. And it's just different now, though. Yeah. Everything's different now.
All right. Let's get on out here. You want to play Rocky Top? I know we don't deserve it, but our baseball team deserves a Rocky Top. We swept LSU.
I think they started with Alabama Friday.
Do they?
Yep.
Yeah, we need to wear Alabama out. I'm surprised, old Alabama. Did you watch that UCLA Alabama game?
Yeah.
If Alabama could have shot a free throw, they'd have won that game.
But remember what I said was going to happen in that game.
It was rigged. I'm telling you. Would you saying that proves my point that the whole thing's rigged.
Just like the other night when Oregon State came back.
Yeah.
I told you that was going to happen too.
Yeah.
It was just
it's rigged. Anyway, y'all know what's coming next. Thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. This Roadshow Studios is haunted. And I don't mean maybe. I promise you that.